My name is Melissa Gadd, and I'm our head of community and partnerships for Tonies US.
Very nice. Well, it's Consumer Electronic Week, and usually we'll be in Las Vegas right now at a booth. And I love
Yeah,
it. You actually have a little virtual booth behind you. I feel like we're there in person almost.
I do. Yeah, this is actually was our setup. We launched a brick and mortar base in New York City with FAO Schwartz in October. And so in October and November, this is what our presence in FAO Schwartz looked like, actually. So this was a real space.
That's amazing. So, I guess I have a 4-year-old son. I think he would love this. Explain this toy that's designed for young kids.
Yeah, well, I'd love to just take you through some information about the brand and show you the product. So
Yes.
this is the Toniebox right here. This is an actual one in my hands, very squishy and durable, as you can see. So the Toniebox was invented by two German dads. They actually met on the board of their children's pre-K. And the teacher from the pre-K was using basically old-fashioned CD players to play nursery rhymes and other songs in class. And they were thinking, how is it possible that we haven't moved past this in 25 years and that this is still what classroom teachers are using? And they wanted an option that their kids could control themselves and that would be screen free. And they searched the market and didn't find anything. So they decided to create it themselves. So what came out of that is the Toniebox. It is meant so children as young as 3 can operate this independently. I'll say anecdotally, my daughter has been using it since 20 months. So we see children even younger have a lot of success with this. And the main benefits of the product, number one is that it's screen free. And I think especially during COVID times, that's really key, where no judgment, a ton of parents have to rely on screen time in certain situations, myself included. But that being said, kids' behavior isn't necessarily the best with screens. There's definitely a lot of screen time with Zoom School. So I think that this is screen free is a major benefit. And also it encourages independent play, which is really, really key for working parents right now, like myself. So it's independent. A young child, a 2 or 3-year-old can figure this out themselves. It's super, super intuitive. So just to show you how the product works,
Yeah, I
I'm
like to
going
see
to
how it
turn my
works.
box on. I squeeze this little big ear here, and it basically
That's so
wakes up
cute.
the box. So my box was sleeping, I woke it up. And then what I'm going to do is take my Toniebox and put on one of my Tonies. So my Tonies are little characters, little figurines. They're all hand painted in Tunisia. It's quite an intensive process to bring one to market, and they're really beautifully done as just as figurines. And I put it on my
Oh.
box,
Oh, I hear it.
and my Elsa is going to start singing.
That's awesome.
And so for the boxes, to change the track is actually extremely intuitive for a child because they just smack it. So now I'm going to
Do you
have
want to build a
the next song.
snowman?
Exactly.
Do you want to build a snowman?
I hit it again.
Wow. Wow. That's so cool.
This is the story of two sisters named Anna and Elsa.
Oh.
Let's
And I
begin now.
remove my figurine, it stops playing. If I put it back on, it's going to pick up
When
where I
Princess
left off.
Elsa and Princess
So
Anna
if I'm a
and
child
Annabelle
playing with
were
this,
little
I can
girls,
take it off, I can play with it, I can put it back on. As you heard on that one, there were stories and songs. So we have a few different flavors of the Tonies. We have content Tonies and Creative-Tonies. A content Tonie could be one like this Frozen Tonie, which shows Elsa, or it could be one of our own characters. Like this is a little puppy that plays playtime songs, like nursery rhymes, things like that. So we have licensed and unlicensed characters. One like Elsa here is going to play 4 songs from the movie and then an abridged version of the story. It's about 25 to 40 minutes of playtime, depending on the Tonie. And then ones like our puppy here plays almost an hour of nursery rhymes, and it's all songs. And then we also have famous children's literary characters. For example, if you have you said you have a child, so you might be familiar. This is the Gruffalo.
Yes.
So this is going to tell the whole story of the Gruffalo. So this one is just a story. So either stories, songs, or both. And then we have another kind of Tonie called a Creative-Tonie, and this is a Creative-Tonie right here. And what a Creative-Tonie is a 90-minute blank, and it's actually meant so you can add your own content to it.
What?
So it's really awesome. There's a ton of uses for this. For the child themselves, especially as they get a little older, they love making up their own silly songs and stories, and they can record them. For younger children, my husband and I have used it with my daughter for like bedtime routine or like dinner time, bath time routine. So just like cues throughout the day. Or like if one parent goes away and they usually tell a bedtime story, they can record themselves reading it and then it can play for the child when they're not there. We also have, especially again with COVID happening and parents not being able to visit other family members as much, grandparents are loving this. They'll record themselves reading a special story for their grandchildren, and they don't need to be with the box at all. It's all with an app. So we have the My Tonies app. And as long as someone has a smartphone, they can just record a really basic audio file and basically it can go right onto the Creative-Tonie. So a ton of awesome uses for this. And really we're getting a lot of exciting feedback. We also have a program called Tonies for Teachers where we're in classrooms with this product. So classroom teachers are starting to use this. They're using it for center time. They're using it for kind of rewards throughout the day. They're using it just to make lessons a bit more interactive. So we have an educator discount program, and we've been getting these into hundreds of classrooms across the US since we launched in the US at the end of September. So we're really passionate and excited about that too.
Oh, very cool. And I have an older daughter too, so I think she'll really love making up her own stories. And my parents are in Maryland. They love reading to the grandkids. I think they would love to record a story, send that to us about that.
Yeah, it's really awesome. My colleague Drew has 3. They're 4, 8, and 11, and all 3 of his kids did this really awesome kind of treasure hunt over the holidays, where they had little clues around the house and they made up their own stories. They picked words out of a hat. And even his 11-year-old was super engaged in it. So there's really, I think, a wide use for this. We've also heard from a lot of special needs families, children with autism are using this and really responding well to it. So that's awesome as well. So really from 2 up through 11, I've heard stories of children using this. So really a wide use case.
What you guys had the licensed ones with Disney, and is there any other licensing products besides just Disney, or do you got another one?
We have the licensing right now on the literary characters from Julia Donaldson, so ones like the Gruffalo. We do have some new licensed Disney characters coming soon as a CES preview. We're going to have Aladdin coming soon, a few other characters as well. We definitely have a ton of early childhood properties in the pipeline, which I can't share yet, but that we're really excited about. For the US specifically, we're very committed to diversity and releasing Tonies around diverse characters. And we have basically a 3-year roadmap of where we'll get to hundreds of Tonies. In Germany, they've launched 300. Here, we're only at 25 because we're so new to the market. But definitely a ton of demand, and pretty much we get messages every day about characters that people want, and we're working on all of those. It takes a long time to bring these to market and get them exactly right, but pretty much any character you can think of, we're probably working on it or thinking about it.
Oh, that's so cool. So how much does the actual box cost, and then the individual Tonies,
So when you purchase, you get what's called the Toniebox starter set to start you out. So you get one of these boxes. We have 6 colors. So red is kind of our traditional brand color. We have light blue, we have green, we have gray, we have pink, and we have a purple. Our purple was actually a special edition collaboration with Kristen Bell around her book, The World Needs More Purple People.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's a purple box, and the Creative-Tonie that goes with that one actually has the story with her reading it on there, which is really awesome. Yeah. So when you get the starter set, again, you get that box, you get a charger. I didn't mention this, but it has a 7-hour battery life. It just charges from the bottom right here. Oh, so basically, if the parent charges it overnight, it's going to be good for a full day of play, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And then you do get a matching color Creative-Tonie in every box. Yeah. So you're going to get one of those 90-minute blanks, and that's $99.99 for the starter set. And then
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, compared to, people are buying children iPads. That's obviously $400, $500. And this is something that they can really use for years. And then basically once you invest in that system, you're just buying the content Tonies like this guy here. And those are $14.99 at retail. So it's sort of like building out a whole library of audiobooks, but they're also toys. So it's a really awesome system. I should also mention from the tech side, you do set this up with our app and on home Wi-Fi, but once it's set up, you actually don't need Wi-Fi to use it. So a child could use it in the car, on a plane, when we can all travel again. Yeah. And there's tons of use for this outside the home as well. So we really love to highlight that. Also, there is an audio jack on the top for headphones. So you do not need to listen to all of the content, although I enjoy listening to it a lot. But if you get sick
I
of
know some
something, the
parents
child can
probably
use headphones.
they've heard "Let It Go" a million times, probably. Not
Exactly.
me. I love
So
that
if you're a
song
little
still.
tired of Elsa, headphones.
Yeah. Well, this is
Yeah.
incredible. So is his launch in the US, you said already? I know you said that it was in Germany too.
Yep, we launched at the end of September in the US, and we've been in Germany since 2016 and in the UK since 2018. So very new to the US market, but we've gotten a ton of positive response. We were on the View around holiday, which is really exciting, and lots of pickup. In terms of availability right now, it's available on Tonies.com, which is our direct-to-consumer site, also available on Amazon.com, Target.com, and we're in about 350 to 400 specialty retailers now across the US. So really in any state, there's a local retailer as well that you can support and buy this product from.
Awesome. Are you on social media? So when you do announce new Tonys and new licensing, we can stay up to date, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. For the US specifically, we're very active on our Instagram. It's at tonies.us, and also on Facebook with the same handle. So the best way also is once someone has purchased a Toniebox, we often send kind of sneak peeks to our current customers to let them kind of have the first stab at buying something. When we launched Elsa, there was mania and we sold tons on the first day. So that's the best way also to get to know about it, is to sign up for our email list, and you'll get those messages as soon as we launch.
Oh yeah, my daughter's part of that Elsa mania. She loves it. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me, and hopefully next year we'll be seeing each other in Las Vegas. All right.